Alright, so we continue through Act 3. Last time we had finished all of the outside quests of the Nameless Isle. So today we will finish up with the Academy and then the start of Arcs. Probably be a somewhat shorter stream, so I want to save most of Arcs to do over the span of the 2 days next weekend. So we'll get done with the Academy and then we'll get into Arcs. I'll do a little bit of the first entrance into Arcs. And probably end once we're in the square and I've kind of ran around and gotten waypoints and stuff there, but that'll be for later. For now we are here at the entrance to the Academy. We have a delegate here. He'll talk to Fane. He'll try to convince Fane to help the Voidwokens, because the Voidwokens are Eternals. Since Fane is our friend and we've done a lot of his quests and we have good attitude with them, he'll be pretty easy to sway against doing so.
The Voidwoken rears its head as you approach. It's you. The Voidwoken hisses as Fane approaches. Fane's dry, but the Voidwoken claims that the Eternals can return to this world, that Fane can be home again.
I actually am unsure how real this persuasion check is. I know I have persuasion anyways.
I'm sorry, I cannot see this land
Very well, traitor.
A Voidwoken stares in.
Step back, Hanola. When we were that you
Doesn't matter what you say here, you can just spam 1. You can also kill our new Voidwoken delegate for experience. The Fane music's still playing because it's glitchy again. And we're only killing him because he's made of experience. Basically just grab him with teleport before he leaves. Get a pretty big chunk of experience. We can talk about Voidwoken, just more or less flavor text. It's kind of nice to kill him because you can drop divine gear. Could be good. It's not. Alright. Now we've entered the Academy. The question is, what do we do in the Academy? We immediately head east into this room. There's a big, like, Congress room table. Around the table, if you use Spirit Vision, you'll find a bunch of spirits. And the way these work is, when you talk to them, they'll offer to boost one of your stats at the cost of lowering another. The boost is +5 and then -5 to the other one. So let's use the wits one as an example.
It is greater. Allow but be warned. Equal mastery in all.
So she'll raise my wits by 5 but lower my constitution by 5. One of them is like kind of lying. I think it's the finesse master. I don't think it's on purpose, but
well, time for one true finesse requires dedication, however. Sacrifice.
So she says she's going to reduce my wits. I think this one actually reduces memory. First, even though she says wits. I'm going to quickly check that to make sure I'm right. We're going to quick save. I don't actually want finesse on her, but I just want to double check.
It is done.
Yeah, so she lowers memory despite saying she'll lower wits. So that's just something to note for the finesse master in particular. So ideally, you basically just look at what they give you and decide, do I want the +5 stat and is the negative worth losing? So in this instance, I do want the finesse. 5 memory though is quite a big chunk to lose. So I'm actually going to go look at the Authority Master and see what she does. Because she's the memory.
Godwoken, you spirit terror. Now,
I made improving your authority will cause your strength.
So
to
she'll lower
suffer
my
power.
strength. So I'll get
That is
memory
the
from
cost
her,
of
but lose
molding
strength. I don't need
yourself
strength on
into
Sabine.
truly a wise.
So I've got no strength. But I now have +5 memory. So I'm gonna go get the +5 finesse now instead on her.
Spirit.
Excellent. What I would true. It is done.
Alright. So Spiel now has +5 finesse. The memory's evened out and I have -5 strength. Just perfect, just what I want on her. As far as wits go, I don't really want wits on Sabine. I've got plenty of initiative. More than I'll definitely need at this point. So I kind of want wits for somebody else. Who's gonna have a... who wants more crit chance. What about Beast? I've got 18 Constitution. I can sacrifice some Constitution pretty easily.
It is great. Allow but be warned. Equal mastery in all skills is nigh on impossible. This.
Do I need this right now? I need 14, so I would need to get one more. For Fan, I'm actually going to make sure I don't lose Constitution. So I guess it's between if I want it on Sabine or Beast. I think we'll do Sabine. Just so I don't have to worry about Beast losing a bunch. So we'll lose Constitution on Sabine.
My offer still stands, Godwoken. Sharpen your wits at the expense
So
of a
+5
little
wits, which is initiative and
more
mostly in
than
this
fair
case
in
crit
my
chance.
estimation. Good.
Got a whopping 3 Constitution now. We can look at, what's this, the Intelligence Master. He will lower Finesse, I know that much. I guess just to kind of keep this even, since Losa got Wits, I'll give it to Fane.
Godwoken. There's always intellect and reasoning come before a fair bargain. It is done. The correct...
Alright, so I have more Intelligence, less Finesse, don't care about Finesse on him. Then we have the Strength and Constitution Master. And you can only use each of these once, by the way, so since I've already used it on another character, I can't use the Finesse Master again.
But there's always room. There is a price, unfortunately. To excel
So
at
she'll
one
actually
skill
lower
is
my
to
wits?
neglect another. Improving your strength will sap your wits. Do you accept?
Which, kind of bad. But I do just want more strength, I think. I can get more crit chance later.
It is done.
What do you
The
do?
spirit of... Who do we have here? A lesson is in order, I think. Be warned, though. There's an opportunity
Intelligence.
cost.
I can
in
get dumber if I want.
self-improvement. What you gain in Constitution will likely be lost from elsewhere. Intelligence, I would assume.
It's tempting. I don't need Intelligence on Beast. And it could make me more flexible potentially later. Although I'm not actually using any. Nah, I don't need it. Not really useful. Okay. While we're here in this room, there's a switch here. Just activate that with a phase capacitor. There's one on the table as well if you really need it. And we have ourselves a not so difficult puzzle. Just redirect the beam to the other one over here. We'll head in this big room here. If you have made it this far without getting Source Vampirism and Spirit Vision, you can learn it on these tablets here. That is mostly only relevant if you're going for a specific achievement where you didn't learn anything on Reaper's Coast.
Looks like a library. How thrilling.
And we just get the light to point over there. And then we need 2 more here. And you can pull the lever to open this, so I'm just going to leave it for now. And with our last phase capacitor, we can resurrect this guy, who was near the entrance.
An automaton still a compartment. The capacity.
And it comes to life.
The automaton
He will
looms
sell an
above,
assortment of random
alone,
books.
glowing
You can spam one, doesn't really matter. I actually resurrected him mostly just to kill him because I'm just mean like that.
Hurts, doesn't it? Hurts, doesn't it?
Not actually made of experience, but you know, he had a lot of money. For some reason, sometimes his inventory will look messed up here. It was fine this time, despite me wanting to show that off. It messed up my chance. Okay, so as far as this big room goes, there's a couple ghosts we can talk to. And plenty of bookshelves that you can loot if you wish. Don't really have a whole lot here though. This particular ghost who was here, he follows a specific path that will show you the combination to open the door here, which is simply to step on this pressure plate here.
I think I'm missing something here.
Why didn't that didn't make any sense. Okay, I don't know why it shocked me the first time. So you do the pressure plate, then the button. Then there's a switch by his desk here that is interactable. If you hold down Alt, you can see it. You basically just have to follow him if you don't know the combination. And then it's the right hand lever by the door. That'll open that door. Behind one of these desks, or I think in one of the desks, is a key. I believe it's this one. Look at that. This ghost here, in particular, has a quest about somebody in the room we just opened.
Redless, and a gentle pain stabs your heart. Believing it, she knows Redless. You tear.
Oh.
Flavor text about Lucian actually being an asshole. Here's Redulus. This is the lizard man that this lady wanted us to come talk to.
His memory. You hear Lucian, the great Redulus awake.
You can talk to the spirit if you want.
A thought
Just gives
arises.
a bit of
His
lore
eyes
unique to the
blank.
spirit if you really want. No actual quests or experience to be had relevant to him. There's a small little chest down here that could potentially have something in it. I'll pick it up. Dagger. Couple lootables. These specific types of artifacts, one that kind of look broken, they can be used on weapons to add lightning damage. So I'll save a couple of them and use them later. So Redulus is here with the lady. Just go talk to them. We get a bit of experience
The
and a
lovers,
crappy
she
reward.
smiles at you. Redulus, they turned.
Wits potions in bed. That's all there really is here. You can loot all the bookshelves if you want. The key that we got is for the door over here, with some more loot in here. Another basic password if you, for some reason, need more at this point. An eternal artifact, the ones that we actually want for later. And then the only thing actually left to do in here is this side here, which was south of the academy leaders, the masters. This key that we have for this door was given to us way back in Driftwood when we completed the arena there, and then went into the Rusty Vault. The dead bird. The spirit of the dead bird is still here.
The phantom.
Stewed or master. You eat that little. I have it there. You there can, if you wish.
We don't actually need to talk to the bird, and we come in here and there's a fight, an arena fight with a giant automaton and 4 smaller automatons. If you go too far in, the fight automatically starts. He'll talk to me when I walk to about right here. There will be a small conversation, and when there's conversations for a big fight, I like to pre-buff with Flesh Sacrifice.
An automaton, massive and
Finish up my buffs. As far as positioning here goes, as I said, if you run too far up, the fight will automatically trigger. So the way I'm going to do this is we'll put Fane and Losa kind of a little bit further up on these areas. And I'm probably going to trigger the fight by actually jumping in with Beast. Not confident with this being close enough. One of the problems with this fight is that you have a chance of some of your characters just not entering combat because of how far away they really are. I'm going to quick save in case that happens. I'm going to jump in Beast.
You.
Yeah, I was expecting an end. That's fine. The only actual goal is to kill the big one. I want to kill the other ones for the experience that they give though. Immediately turn the big guy into a chicken, just to get him out of the fight. And then we look at who goes next. This sentinel here. Can we do anything about that? It's kind of on the opposite end, so not really. So I'll probably focus on this one instead. Just using haste to get as much movement as I can with my free AP pawn. Where can I put you? There's a body here. I think I'll just swap these two together. Can I aim this to hit them and still give myself water? Maybe. I doubt it though. I don't think this will work. Not quite. How much damage will this do? Probably not enough unless I crit. Don't really have a choice to go for it, other than go for it though. Alright, so he'll get a turn. So what I'm going to do for here, I'm going to throw dust at this one. It'll make him unable to really do a whole lot other than until we have to move around to actually do anything. Can I get closer to you as well? Not really. I know what I'll do for my last turn then. Is there a way I can get Beast in here? Probably not. I'm gonna throw dust at him. Blinds him so that he can't use any ranged abilities on me. Kind of screws him up because he has to then run to do anything, which wastes his AP. So it's kind of similar to this one. I don't really have the means of dealing with him. So we'll just kind of do damage on somebody else. And hope this guy doesn't successfully kill Sabine. How much damage does this fire do? 70? Where is your back? So this one's still a chicken. We can leave him there. This one goes next, so I want to deal with him. And so what I'm going to do here, actually, is I'm going to kind of do both of them. I'm going to teleport this one right next to him. When teleporting enemies, in particular for rogues, and you're about to use like an AoE, you want to line up their backstab. So we'll do this. So now their backstab is in the same spot for me. So if I hit one of them, it'll hit both of them. I'm also conveniently in his backstab as well. So the question is, do I just go for damage, or do I gag order so that Losa can do more to him? I'm leaning more towards gag order here. This actually hits both of them because he's massive. Did it? Hey, where was Fane? Oh, I just hit Fane. Eh, he'll be fine. Shield toss. If it crits, it'll kill him. No crit. Okay, so I don't have any CC available for the big guy. I don't really want him getting a turn. Lucky for me, I've been stocking up a bit. Actually, I can put you to sleep. I was gonna say I can use in this sort of position, a tremor grenade would be really good here. But he's got no magic armor. I can put him to sleep. instead of blocking them, we use bull charge to get to him, so I can do damage at the same time.
I need aid.
Nice, that's that fight done. My only casualty was me accidentally killing Fane because I just didn't realize where he was standing. There's a chance that they have eternal artifacts. One thing that I wanted was on the big guy. We have this, the hilt of the Swornbreaker. Combine all three of these pieces to get the Swornbreaker. How are your boots, Seville? These are pretty good. Only thing, I'm losing a bit of movement, but I'm gaining 2 initiative. So we'll use those. Put nails on them so I don't slip on my own ice. How's this? That's also something I think I'll use. I'll lose the 2 finesse, but I'm gaining 1 scoundrel and then the wit. So I'll lose a little bit of damage, I think. But the way you can kind of look at this is I can take out 2 points in wits if I don't need it later and put it into finesse. So really I'm gaining 1 scoundrel here instead. Just make sure I remove the rune and replace it. You can't sell this at all, so we'll just leave it on the ground. Warfare Hydro, not useful. Same with that anymore. And we continue looting. Each one of them has a chance to have eternal artifacts. Pretty rare, but they can. They will always have the phase capacitor, which I don't need though. And there's a few chests and lootables around the room. In particular, there's an area up here with a guaranteed giant thunder rune. I'll jump up there and grab that. And we can check some of these chests. There's a chance to have some okay things in them. So another way you can actually do this fight is there are these reflectors like there were in the previous area. If you place a phase capacitor right here, you will get a beam that you can redirect around with the light, and if it hits the middle guy, it just perpetually stuns him. I don't really think that's worth the effort to use all your movement to do that instead of just doing damage. But it's a fun thing you could do. Alright, so I need to go sell some stuff here. I'm just using my bag to get strength so I can keep holding my items. So we can come back, claim our reward from the bird.
Have you completed my
The spirit.
happy?
I think we're level 18, so these won't be that good. If anything is good, you can take it. If not, just take whatever's expensive and sell it.
Do what you must at this place, sorcerer. I don't want to linger a moment longer than necessary.
So we have ourselves our Swornbreaker now, which is for Almara.
Something on your mind.
So we can give her the Swornbreaker.
Why, I
Before
can't remember
advancing
the last
the
time
dialogue,
someone showed me
you
such
can
kindness.
immediately go in your
Maybe
inventory
even
and buy
now.
it back. You can also steal it from her
When
if
it
you want,
matters most,
while it's here.
I will stand alongside you.
Even though we just took the Swornbreaker back, she doesn't have it anymore.
After all,
She'll still do her thing and give you the reward. That's probably better than my current thing on Beast. So we've done the reward, she's happy with us, we still have our Swornbreaker. That means we can actually use it again for another quest. In total, you can only get 2 Swornbreakers in a playthrough normally, but there are 3 places to use it for quests. So this is a way you can use it in all 3 places, by buying it back or stealing it back from her immediately. These pants are quite good. I think I'll actually use these for right now. I like the 4 wits here. So this goes back down here. I'll eventually be using that full set. I'll just immediately say that now. But that's really good there. I have more runes here. Do I have any empty slots for runes right now? That's +3, +3. I've actually used all my rune slots, so I don't need this many runes. That's good. We'll just hang on to them anyways.
I'm afraid that exploring this island would only consume precious
I will need
time
more
that I
power
need for
frames
my
for
work.
Beast though.
I shall be remaining here.
That armor set has a lot of stuff on it. This will stay in Lady Vengeance.
Do what you must in this place, sorcerer. I don't want to linger a moment.
Alright, so there's not a whole lot to do here. We already did the light puzzle to open this. We've already done the room up here with Redolus. We've already done the arena. Gotten our loot, and that's pretty much all there is to it. We've gotten our Swornbreaker and done that. As we can see here, there are no more quests here. If you had left Alexander alive outside, he'll appear here and you'll talk to him and you have a chance to persuade him to then help you instead. The remaining origin characters that you aren't playing as will be here. You simply talk to the Arbiter once you're done with the area and you'll be taken to a fight. You can actually kill these 2 here, or any of the other origin characters plus Alexander in this area if you wish. Doesn't make a huge difference. I'm going to just not do that. We'll do this normally. Declare that you're ready. This is a point of no return, so don't say you're ready until you actually are. You cannot come back. And the fight starts with the remaining origin characters, as well as Alexander if he was still here. This is, in my opinion, a very disappointing fight. I feel like it should be a lot harder, considering what's actually going on. But it's not. We just have these origin characters with honestly pretty lackluster stats. I don't know why it put me here. There's very much clearly room for a back area. There are 2 more enemies down here that if you try to rush the wellspring, they'll attack you. It is an option to immediately rush the wellspring if you really want to. And that's that epic origin character for Divinity fight. Not particularly interesting. So there's a couple enemies down here. Let's just grab one. I'm gonna let him come to me. And chance to have eternal artifacts. Rare, but a chance. Potentially looting the desks. Eternal artifact. If you don't actually convince your allies at the entrance to the academy to help you, they end up... What is this? Why can't... Oh, I can't do anything on the boat here. Or send them to the boat here. Alright. So here we have the wellspring. We just simply walk up and touch it to go to the next phase. Before I do that, however, I'm going to make sure I don't have items on the other characters that I don't want them to have. In particular, anything that I wish to upgrade. By upgrade, I'll kind of explain a bit later. I'll explain most of it now. There's a trader on the Lady Vengeance now that we collected back in Reaper's Coast, which is Corbin. If you sell items to him, and they're in his inventory, when you move to the next act, those items will get upgraded to a specific level. So if you have any items that you want to upgrade, you need to give them to him. Now the problem with having origin characters is their inventories are inaccessible directly after this encounter on the boat until you get to the next act. So if they are wearing or holding any items that you want to have upgraded, then you need to take it off of them now so that you have them in your inventory. That all said, I don't really have anything here right now. I believe I have the intelligence ring on the Lady Vengeance still. Yeah, I don't care about anything else being leveled up, so we're pretty much good to go. Just in case something breaks, I'm going to take the relics items though. Because I've had times where when I got their inventory back, stuff was just missing. Remember one of my playthroughs I had one of my origin characters being a ranger and all of his special arrows were just gone. Anyways. So here we go. Just touch it. A cutscene will happen.
So good that yes, goodbye.
So Dallas has come and thwarted our plans to become gods by taking the wellspring and destroying the area. And here we are. So as you try to leave and go up to this area, you'll be confronted by manifestations of your god who will then take the form of you and then fight you. For this particular thing, I want my characters to be split up because turn order isn't very consistent here, and sometimes the god will go first, and I've had times where they will cast an AoE and immediately kill me. I almost lost an honor run to that. So we'll do a quick save just in case something breaks. So we'll have... keep Fane up here. Sabeel up here. And we'll kind of keep Beast in the back. Do a quick small buff if I can to whoever's nearby.
The ritual has failed. The raid, and a familiar figure materializes before you. A copy, and your furious...
You failure.
So if you're playing with astral friends instead of origin characters, you'll get dialogue from all of them.
I am yield. Surrender, yield to
Just
relic.
don't yield.
You may be god of Riverlon. You will. It is mercifully quiet now. If you
yield, you immediately die. So the fight happens. So he's actually going first. So I've had times where I go first. I've had times where they all go first before any of my characters. Like here we see for some reason Beast and Fane are going together. Like I said, it doesn't seem the most accurate on how the turn order works here. The nice thing is you do have a lot of AP here since it started the fight but then went into dialogue. Are you immune to poison as these characters? No. I don't trust that I'm actually in backstab here, so I'm going to move a little bit like that. They're not particularly tough if you don't immediately get one shot, so in general you can just kill them. I'll do a quick nether swap with myself to group them up a little bit. That way I can make them both wet and in range to be AoE'd together. I don't think I can be greedy and hit both of them here. Maybe I get a better angle. Nope. I was expecting that to hit. So I'm going to kind of preemptively give myself this as well for the upcoming inclusion of the Source Titan. Once they are... Why aren't you still frozen? Once they're all dead, you'll be confronted by the Source Titan. I guess this is a place where it's permanently warm, so I don't actually get to benefit from freezing. Despite being a manifestation of Fane, this guy is not immune to poison. So I'm going to actually stand next to him for this. And hit both me and him. Like that. I now have a poison surface for elemental affinity. I can put him to sleep. During the fight, you'll see fire sort of appear. On the next turn, these become lava, so be aware of that.
Hurts, doesn't it?
I'm gonna use Terrifying Cruelty here. This will fear him because he has no magic armor. This should finish him off, actually. We'll just use this. I actually want to save this spell. So once you get low enough, this guy spawns instead. This is another case where the turn order sometimes doesn't function properly. He's supposed to lose his turn. There's a chance he doesn't. Alright, so he did lose his turn. The question is, can I do anything about his turn? He might kill somebody. If I crit, maybe. I don't think if I crit it matters. He's one of the few enemies that actually has physical resistance. Just see what happens if I die. He's probably getting baited by the AoE. Holy crap, Thane actually lived. Actually shocked by that. So this guy also has immunities, both poison and fire. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna resurrect Sabile. She'll be at the end of the turn order. Put it right behind him. AC is now lava. Just be aware of that. First turn is fire, second turn is lava. And I should have no issues actually finishing him off with Sabile here.
I'm ready.
He doesn't even have retribution, so. Just gonna secure the kill. We're gonna Venom Coat. He may be immune to poison, but he's not immune to piercing damage. Venom Coating becomes piercing damage.
The Titan lies in pieces before you. Lava roars. It's Malady. Her voice crackled.
Now the only goal is to actually leave and go up here. Before I do that, I'm going to be a bit greedy and loot the body of the Titan. I should probably get up there first. Sabine should be able to get there pretty easily. She's a rogue, she's got lots of movement. And just touch the beacon and we're done.
Okay. Close at least. I've never.
She cast.
At least I'm going to do this. Maybe.
Okay, so your companions will disband. They'll go over here. That's fine. So as far as this actual sequence goes, if you're good enough friends with your companions, you can now have a bit of a sex scene with them. It's only through text, but you know. So whoever one of your companions, if any that you are particularly fond of, you can just walk up to them if they have high influence with them.
After all that you look around, divinity, who knows what lies ahead for you? For
Basically
your
just flirt with them.
Your
Whoever you
quest
want.
failed.
Let's flirt with Beast, because why not?
Well, I think about you a lot too, lass. I mean, I kind of have to.
Beast fiddles with his beard, but as you move, touching the you enter.
And you go into this nice scene and just
He
a thing
twists his
happens.
whiskers into knots as he speaks.
You can read a
making
bunch of it if you
tangled
want. You can
mess
pick
of
whatever
his
you
glorious
want.
beard.
Well, I don't seem to know. But anyway, here I am, yammering like a newborn. Sweet when you're but you know most of this already.
He nods, yet Beast.
I don't know what I.
He leans.
But it wasn't this.
Beast.
Of course, I mean this here.
He nuzzles even closer. Beast.
So,
Beast leaps.
so, how did I
So
do
Beast
those?
actually does like a dance for you, which is kind of funny. You can say whatever you want.
Beast looks. He returns to your arm, and then
You make love, you're all happy. And then you have a nice pan out scene of you both in bed, complete with all your armor on, because I guess that's just how we roll in this universe. Nice and adorable.
Beast blink.
Still a lucky man.
Beast.
I must say.
Beast.
And you can pick whoever you want. It doesn't really matter. Now, you don't re-recruit your party here. They'll just sort of still be here. It's fine. Before we leave, though, as I mentioned earlier, we have Corbin here. So I don't really have much to upgrade. I only have the Ring of Intelligence from Act 1, but I do want to upgrade that. You can upgrade all of your gear if you really want. If you want like updated armor values, it's not particularly important to do so. It costs a lot of money. Most gear doesn't get stat upgrades, but some does. For instance, this ring. We have the Ring of Intelligence. It's currently a level 5 ring with 1 intelligence. We're gonna sell him the ring. So now the ring is in his inventory. Once you are done on the boat, you can go talk to the figurehead to summon Malady and leave. Could have put that in there, it's fine.
Take whatever time you need to get. It shall be.
Malady's.
What's wrong with you? It's written.
She swans.
Spam 1 doesn't mean anything.
I found out we'll need dollars. If we'll dollar, look at this. And then to 7. I know. Now shall we go? Very Captain Malady stands at the ready.
So Malady has issues, I guess, and she crashed the boat. So here we are.
She ripped.
Leave Dallas. Try before you go. But good luck.
Right, you can talk to your other dudes, they'll give you an item. Gareth in particular will.
Gareth. He stretched.
As good as I got woken.
Get you a
It
book.
may be Lucian's old hat. I proceed.
Gareth.
It's a city. It's from. Do not. Ahu. He's a man.
Gareth.
You've
He'll
done
tell you
much.
more
You've
about
got
the city,
more
give you a
miracles.
quest to find Arhu. See if Tarkin's got anything.
At least I can still access. Why work? Come and find me later in the Hall of Echoes. I believe I'm rather close to having anathema.
We're about to level up. I'm not going to worry about any of these. It's almost kind of a shame with this close to leveling up. It'd be nice to reach arcs before level 18 so I could shop and then level up, but this is fine. Anyways, we go back. We have Hall of Echoes, Lady Vengeance. Lady Vengeance is right here. We'll go back to the Hall of Echoes and make a quick visit to Corbin downstairs. And he'll still have the intelligence ring I sold him, but it will now be level 18, which gives it 3 intelligence. So we'll just buy that back. 3 intelligence plus a socket, which essentially means this is actually 6 intelligence, is a potential best in slot ring. If you have like a perfect ring otherwise, it might be a little better. But like for example, it would be much better than this. On Feign, it would be better than this. Damage wise, it would be significantly better than this damage wise. It's just a really good ring. It's a guaranteed ring. You can get slightly better if you get like really perfect rolls, but the fact that this is guaranteed and extremely good, and the fact that it has a socket so you can get crit chance off on it with your flame runes, it's an extremely good ring. I think I'll just replace this ring with it. How's our damage actually on you two? 968 has your... So you're not doing as much damage, Feign. We can probably give you something more. The problem is that these are all being used aside from summoning. Might do that. How's your crit chances? I guess Feign could use more crit chance. So we got 968 for this ring. We have, yeah. We'll need to get one more arrow thurge back. We'll do that real quick. Okay. So we have our 6 intelligence, 6 crit chance ring. Very good ring. And we're now in arcs. Or at least the outskirts of arcs. As I mentioned, I don't plan to do that much of arcs today. I want to kind of save that for a combined total weekend. So again, this will be a relatively short stream and video. If you walk over to the edge here, you'll see the harbor, and in the harbor you'll see the Kraken. We'll visit him later. As you run up, a couple elves will approach you. Doesn't really matter what you answer against them.
Death fog below. You see, there are do as we.
And we have our first little small encampment with a bunch of NPCs. If you have Velosa in your party, Jahan will also be here interviewing some people about the doctor. This will be your last time to trade with him for a while, so we'll see if he has anything nice. This is very nice.
And smiles his stern smile.
It's a dangerous path ahead, friends. Best to stock up.
2 wits, 1 geo.
I feel awful.
Not really, no.
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
What about that one, though?
Lucian will preserve you.
I don't need the Hydro. So I'd be gaining an intelligence. The arrow thurge I just got hard pointed into. I'm not really gaining anything here actually. Because the geo's 1 for 1.
I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will
I'm not going to spend the money.
A bit of
He swings up.
Sadly, these pilgrims. Thank you. Should you
Affirm.
And he walks off. Eventually turns invisible. I'm sure he'll succeed in his endeavor. Did I not buy? I guess I didn't buy the chess piece. Oh well. So we're gonna kind of use this first trader here as an example. Arcs, as far as gear goes, is a lot about uniques. There's a lot of unique items in Arcs. The first one being from this lizard,
Hello.
who has a unique pair of pants with 2 intelligence and 1 hydra
now's the
fist.
time to stock up. There's no telling where you'll find another trader.
Many of the
such as
traders
things
in
are.
Arcs have unique items. There's also unique items just lying around in chests or in other lootable places or from other enemies that you can kill. I think I'll take this since I'm wanting Sabine to go first anyways. I don't really care that much about initiative. I'm really trading 2 crit chance for intelligence and hydra. We'll take it. Potions as well if you want them. Which I might use them for some particularly tough fights. Most pants can't roll intelligence, so this is kind of nice for that. So these are pants with damage. That'll be pretty good.
Dangerous path ahead, friends. Best to stock up.
There's not much else to do here. You don't have to talk to any of the NPCs here. Directly south, there's a little death fog cliff up here with a potential fight. We'll do that later. There's a unique fire wand from that enemy. Off to the east is the harbor, which has the Kraken that we saw earlier. We'll fight him later as well. There's a unique, I think it's a pair of gloves in this area. We'll get those later, as well as a unique amulet on the boat in the back here. We'll definitely want that later. And there's a fight off to the west.
Seems the life expectancy of magisters
Nothing
gets
unique, but there's a
shorter and
fight.
shorter.
We approach this area, the entrance to Arcs, the Arcs Gate fight. In my opinion, one of the hardest fights in general in the game.
A Magister lies
We have a Magister on the ground. You can save him if you want, but unfortunately he was made of XP, and I'm pretty sure he'll just die anyways.
Greet the Reaper for me.
Level up. There's a lootable in the ground, I think, over here.
I've spotted something.
It's nothing unique, it's just lootable. We did just level up. We could potentially go back and check Tarquin to see if he has any gear. I'm not going to worry too much about it right now. I will spend my points though. Not an even level, so no things here. This is high enough crit chance for me to keep pumping intelligence here. I don't need any more initiative at any point until the final fight here, so we'll just go more damage, more warfare for damage. Beast could definitely use some crit, and I don't have any points for strength anyways, so more crit. As I'm leveling up crit, we're getting more Scoundrel for more crit damage as well. Same here, Scoundrel for crit damage. Okay, so for this fight that we have, as we approach, you will notice a bunch of enemies and paladins. Until you approach close enough and actually trigger the fight, they are not actually fighting, they're just kind of pretend fighting. What's going to happen is when you walk up and trigger the fight, you'll see kind of like a mini cutscene happen, where the paladins triumphantly say we're going to fight. A big Void Welkin spawns up here and just murders all of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter with Sabine alone first. From this angle, you want to be up here in particular, because if you try to go in from the bottom, you have a chance of the giant Void Welkin immediately targeting you, which you don't want. Because the 2 Void Welkin will spawn on the right hand side.
Void Woken, they're cornered. Let's help finish them off. Do not fall amid the fray, paladins! Face them to the last!
As I mentioned, this is probably one of the hardest fights in the game. Shouldn't be too difficult with a well-optimized party, but it's just worth being careful about it. And what makes the fight so difficult is not only is this particular NPC quite strong, it just does a ton of damage, has lots of AP, one of the few enemies with physical resistances. But as you do the fight, and start killing enemies, more enemies will start spawning in the fight, and they actually will just steal your turn when that happens. So there's a chance you just kind of get blindsided by an enemy spawning next to you and then killing you, with not really much you could have done about it. The paladins are almost surely going to die as well, so they're not particularly helpful. I'm going to delay because I want me to be at the end of the turn order here. Look at that, 1,700 from up there. So now while we're like this, I can start joining with my allies. Just positioning wherever I want them. I think if I can come up here. If I'm far enough away, I don't think Fane will join combat here. I want to give myself some poison for elemental affinity. How's my vision up here? I can hit everybody. And then we have a beast. We'll give him stuff like this. Alright, somebody's in fight. Got a nice turn going. So let's start dealing with these guys. This would be a pretty good case where the versatility of a rogue is quite nice and useful. I don't care about you. Why don't I have gag order? Oh, that's right, I was getting that from the amulet. I was gonna gag order this guy to lower his magic armor and then fear him. That's fine. I should have the damage anyways to just deal with him. So we'll do our nice fun combo. Killed the paladin because he's shackled. I don't really care about him though. As I mentioned earlier, I pre-set up poison for Fane for elemental affinity. I believe these guys are immune to fire. Yeah, weak to poison, which is nice for those guys. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of group people up for AoEs. Hit as many people as possible. And just be aware that as I'm killing them, eventually more will spawn and potentially steal my turn. It's quite obnoxious. Not much you can do about it other than just be ready for it. don't group up too hard because some of them are suiciding AoE enemies. Ah, one actually spawned, he's just too far away to join. If this Void Woken was closer, he would have stolen my turn and immediately went. So I'm kind of lucky in that regard. Oh, there's two here. Aim the rain to make them wet, giving myself a puddle for elemental affinity though. Immediately freeze both of them. They're both standing on ice. I can use Icebreaker, good 1 AP spell. I apparently hit Sabine with that. I'm sure she'll be fine. Alright, so here's the... he was close enough to do it. So as I mentioned, as you kill enemies, more spawn, and they'll steal your turn when that happens. Sabile's probably dead because of this, because I hit her with Icebreaker. And this is what makes this fight in particular quite difficult. Enemies are strong, and you get your turn stolen a lot. But other than the casualty with Sabile, none of my characters are grouped up for these exploding enemies to take advantage of, so we're pretty much safe. Should be able to haste myself and get up there. I'm immediately just going to Tentacle Lash him. It'll stop him from using his auto attacks, which are very damaging. He'll still use the Fireball, but that's fine. But more bugs to steal my turn. So, because of the weird way that the turn skipped, you got to kind of ignore the atrophy. That's fine. I don't think there's any more enemies that spawn, so we're pretty much safe at this point. As long as we keep track of the turn orders, making sure they don't get turns. Who knows, maybe this one paladin will survive. Lucky him, I guess. Yeah, he's over there. Okay, I didn't see where the chicken was. Thought so. There we go. I think he'll die on his turn anyways. What do we have here? He should be dead. This bug's knocked down. We have this guy way over here. He's too far away to be a threat. And then this guy, which Losa can deal with. I'm just going to save AP on Fane. He doesn't have any spells left. In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to group you two up. I'm tempted to try to walk on this. Is there any cursed ice between me and this ice here? There's cursed blood. I'm not going to risk getting frozen. Especially when I don't need to. That is it. So he gets a turn. He's a bit too far away to be a huge threat. He might reach Beast and blow up. Nope. He lived. He died. The single lone paladin has survived. So you're way over there, but you're also immune to any damage I have anyways. We'll just let somebody else finish you. I have no spells left. I don't know how much damage it does when it blows up. I'm just going to do this. Because it's going to blow up in my face. Alright. So aside from the single casualty where I somehow hit Sabine with my own icebreaker, pretty okay. Eventually a paladin runs out.
You save of course you
can just spam one. Take whatever reward you want, if it's any good. Not really, I'll just take whatever sells for the most. Regroup my party. You can talk for flavor text if you want. Let's check her inventory, see if she has anything useful. She might have a ring. I'm greedy for XP, so I'm going to kill her. Attack me back. Fight back. Let's swap places so I get your back. Spiel's a rogue. I want the backstabs here. He did actually join. It's fine. I'll kill him too. No reason to really kill these other than just that I want XP. A lot of dead bodies if you want to loot them. Probably nothing good on them. So that's the entrance to the Arx fight. Relatively difficult fight compared to all the other ones in the game. Because you get your turn stolen a lot, and the enemies are just really strong.
What a massacre.
And we've now reached the actual city of Arx. Similar to what I did in Act 1 and Act 2 both, the startup is going to mainly just be me running around, picking up waypoints, collecting loot, or in this case, finding uniques. Directly off to the right we have an interrogation. If you go in there, prepare to be able to pass a persuasion check. You don't start a fight if you fail it, but it does kill someone if you fail it. This trader elf here has a unique.
Stands in front of a cart, displaying various.
Right. I think it's pants. This pants here. Pretty much a little bit of everything. Requires strength to wear though, but you know, 2 wits and then 2 whatever you want. It's particularly good on an Aerothurge mage because it gives you 2 Aerothurge as well. The question is, do I want to use this on anybody? Probably not. I already know what I'm going to have on Beast. I guess it's just a question if I want anybody else. Nobody else can actually use it because of the strength. And, well, I have a 5 strength on Sabine, so I'm not going to use that on her. This trader has a unique bow. It's not very
Oh,
good
yes.
as far as unique
Town
goes,
is
but
all
it
a Twitter
exists.
over your escapades at the gate. It's the
The dwarf over here has a unique hammer, which would be your hammer of choice if not for another unique that's easily accessible. And this is quite similar to Lohar's hammer from Act 2 in terms of the stats it gives you. You know, a lot of crit chance, a lot of strength, warfare, it's a two-handed weapon. Beast is a one-handed warrior, so I'm not going to use it.
What are you looking for? I'm not picky, so long as the arrow flies straight.
Continue northward towards the cathedral. There will be a couple more traders with some uniques that we can look at. Like these elves down here. This elf, Arabe, a trader who sells lots of just general magic books, she has a unique pair of boots, extremely good for your rogues and your archers and your spear users. I will be buying that.
This is an I defy.
She nods silently.
Up here we have an unarmed elf who suspiciously has lots of weapons. He's not marked as a trader, but he does have some uniques. Some really interesting ones, such as Rancor, Shattergrasp, some other weapons. We have this one where it gives you good stats for one-handed sword. The downside is that it makes you blind, so you can't use anything that resembles range. We have a unique two-handed axe that's pure fire damage. This is actually an interesting option if you are playing some sort of battle mage. With pyro points, you can use this as your weapon. We have a unique staff, very good on also battle mage using staves, or just any mage if you want to use staves on them instead. A unique bow that, kind of some of the other ones, not very good, kind of annoying to use as well since it makes you weak, it gives you erratic wisp. Lots of unique body parts. If you're an elf, you can eat these. They give you some spells. I think one of them is Meteor Shower, one of them is Pyroclastic Eruption. I forget what the other one is. He sells runes. We're gonna head into the cathedral to look at some stuff there. Directly behind the statue in the front, there will be a hatch on the back here,
I spotted something.
which is considered stealing to get into, but what we're gonna do. Just gonna go invisible. And run away. That had a unique pair of gloves in it, which give intelligence and arrow surge and movement, so that's an option for any mage if you really want. Inside the cathedral we have our waypoint, and on the statue in the back right, while you cannot see it with the Alt key, it exists right here. The Forlorn Scythe. Just sneak and try to click on it. It's oddly annoying to click on. And you immediately run away, as all the civilians wonder what just happened. Forlorn Scythe is your weapon of choice on your two-handed warriors. It's ridiculous. The only downside is since it's level 20, you might not want to use it right away as you'll have bad accuracy with it. I'd say it's probably worth it if you have 90 plus or more accuracy. But this is the reason why the hammer from the dwarf wouldn't be particularly great at this point, because unfortunately this exists. That'll be your weapon of choice. I went into the wrong room. There will be another unique over here in the far northeast that I want.
I doubt it.
We can get over there safely just by simply jumping over here. Otherwise, the front door, which is Arhu's chamber, is locked. Simply grab this pet basket and move it. A dagger will appear. Similar to the scythe, it doesn't appear when you're pressing tab, so we have to actually find where it went. Nice. Hello. I see the aura of the dagger. Hello? I really want that. Yeah, I'm not letting that slide. I'm gonna go back to the autosave and grab that. I want that dagger. I'll just quickly run and get the other stuff again without having to explain it this time. I'll skip the gloves, I don't need them. And the scythe. Alright, let's do that again. I'll quick save before I pick up the pet basket, I guess. I have never seen that happen. So yeah, again, hammer to the left. I don't want it. Pants to the right. Also don't want it. Bow here, don't care. It was quite awkward. I do want the boost from you though, that's for sure.
The elf raises her head and peers down her nose at you.
This I defy.
Greetings, stranger.
I wanted the dagger, I wanted this. These weapons I will use. I'm not going to use these ones though. Kind of ran through them earlier.
I pledge my heart.
Quickly jump in here for the waypoint. Again, scythe in this room. Very, very good weapon. Gloves behind the statue. Good for an Aerothurge mage.
I wonder, should we see success on the path of blood today?
I doubt it. There's no one
Alright,
left
so let's try this again. And I'll quick save before picking this up. Hey, it actually appeared correctly. Okay, so we have our dagger. This is an endgame dagger for your rogues. Pretty much gives you everything you could possibly want. Gives you finesse, gives you wits, scoundrel, dual wielding, a socket, a free memory slot. Easy choice for rogues. Let's go back to the square. We're going to head immediately to the left. There are more uniques off to the right, but they require fights to get to, and I'm not interested in doing those quite yet. The ones off to the left I can immediately grab. I don't know exactly what actually triggers it, but there's an assassin fight on this bridge. I think it might be related to if you kill Black Ring members like Isbel or Kem, and then go down there, they'll attack you. Similarly, in certain locations in Arcs, you will find unusual citizens like these, who just kind of patrol around a set area. If you get too close to them, they'll attack you. They're a part of the Doctors, a Drama Lake faction. We have a trader here. He's got a unique that isn't useful, but it exists. We have a belt. Just flat restores vitality per turn. It's fun, I guess, if you want it. If you're playing some sort of tank build that you're trying to make work. She has a unique ring that sets poison, but has really crappy stats otherwise. Since it sets poison, I guess you could put it on an undead character, but again, its stats are pretty pointless.
Yet another mine.
He can't.
Yes.
We're in Lord Kem's mansion. We're going to go upstairs. There are some lizards taking refuge because for some reason their building got burnt. We are particularly interested in Lord Omt over here in the corner. Currently in the corner. Come here.
The lizard consulate is gone.
So we have a battle staff, helmet, and a belt. Battle staff is quite interesting. I'm going to show it off. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to buy it anyways because it's just a funny weapon. We have this helmet, which is a bit interesting. It gives you a little bit of finesse and strength. The downside here is that it actually silences you. And I'll buy it and kind of keep it to show off a potential combination, but it's kind of a hard one to use because of the silencing part. Have a belt, gives 3 finesse, 5 memory, Extremely good belt. Most likely be using this on Sabile. The 5 memory is something that you just kind of have to figure out what you're going to put there at that point. So these will go to Sabile eventually. I'm just kind of gathering them. There's another unique in the... Where am I? In the garden that we want. While we're here, I'm just going to go pull this lever next to the waypoint in the corner. It'll drain the water, and you can open the hatch. You can open the hatch with high enough thieving. There's also a key in the building somewhere. We'll do that later. Another set of unusual citizens patrols around this garden. Just be careful, they might come around here, so just, if you don't want to fight them yet, make sure to not go too close. We have ourselves a lady sitting at a chair. She has a key in her inventory. I'm just going to talk to her to distract her. You have thieving, right? Yes. I'm going to steal her key. The key is directly for this chest here. Has some gloves in them. Yeah, I'm sure you saw that. And we have a set of gloves. These make you immune to silence, so these are kind of like the option. If you want to use this helmet, you kind of need to be using these gloves at the same time. It's kind of an awkward build though. These gloves require finesse, but they give you intelligence. This requires finesse as well. Really the question is, do you actually want to use the helmet? And if so, you're forced to use these gloves. But then the other question is, do I want to use the gloves? I'm probably not going to use the helmet. We'll just kind of mark that. I'm going to hold on to the gloves. I might use them. If you're feeling particularly sneaky and you go down here, I'll show it a little bit. I actually forgot to pick something up, but I'll get it soon. So we're in the vault, which you can come to at any point if you have high thieving. There's a bunch of statues patrolling around. They're aggressive. In the back of the vault, there's a room that has a unique chest piece in it with intelligence on it. And then in the next following room, a unique shield, which I'll want later. I'm going to quickly go here because I needed to grab something here as well. In the back of the vault is a small little painting puzzle. You just basically have to complete the 3 set paintings. There are 2 paintings you can use. You can actually... Don't talk to me. You can actually use the replica paintings here. So we can come here right away and just steal it. And we have ourselves our replica painting. The actual real one is in the sewers, and you can use either for the vault. I'm heavy. I guess I'll throw these at other people for now. There's a couple more uniques that I'm going to get that are in the Lizard Consulate up here to the north that I can get to right away. Am I ready for this fight if I get into it?
This will all blow over, trust me.
I think I can do it. So I'm probably going to be aggroing the citizens here.
Who cares to trade?
I'm going to lead with Sabile though, so I can buff before doing so. Actually, he's over there. Can I get over? Run past the citizen. Okay, we're good.
Stranger, I'm sure to take a few little. Yeah.
The priestess is up.
I can't.
Weak faith enabled.
So there's some uniques in the back of the Lizard Consulate in their garden that I want. But we have to get to this burning building first. So in the burning building there are a bunch of undead fiery lizards. You don't actually have to fight any of them. In fact, I would advise against doing so in general. They are quite annoying to actually kill, and you don't gain anything from doing so. Who has thieving? I think Fane does as well. So I'm simply just going to jump past the fire. In order to actually kill these guys, you have to get rid of all the cursed fire around the room, otherwise they'll keep resurrecting. They don't even give experience though, like I mentioned, so there's... If you're going to avoid them, I'd recommend doing so. From here we should be able to jump into this doorway. Yeah, that's fine. One of the reasons I used Fane specifically for this is I can simply just play dead. You can pick lock the doors or go over here to the right. There's some bodies. One of them has a key on it. I'm just going to pick lock the door.
The garden, at least, is unscathed.
I will pass one of the pyramids to Fane. Okay, so we're in the garden. In the middle of the garden, if you use Spirit Vision, there would be a portal. There is a unique in the portal, but there's also fights that I don't want to do quite yet.
I've spotted something.
There will be some climbable rocks over here, and down here in this boat is a piece of the Devour armor set from the Relics of Rivellon. Don't remember if it's in the bag or on the... It's on the bag.
Heavy bone shores ash, and the city had that longing as the feeling.
So we have our chest piece, which is kind of an already clear example of why this is going to be our endgame thing. It has 3 slots. Ridiculous. I don't remember what's in this chest. I don't think it's anything particularly useful, but we're going to open it anyways. I'll probably find something better, but for now this will be better on Beast. So that was the piece of the Devour set. Also has its point of longing up here if you want to do that right now. Once Beast gets closer, it'll appear since Beast is holding the armor.
Sadly, the scar. Her people were
Again, a persuasion check. If you pass the persuasion check, it'll make the fight later somewhat easier.
The vision is back.
We are still missing a piece of the armor set, though. He wasn't happy that I did the persuasion check, so he knocked me over. Alright, so in the back of the consulate, we have a chest that has a unique one-handed sword. Just a basic good sword, no drawbacks. A rune back here if you want it, or rather a frame. And down here in the very back is an area you can jump down to with a dead Voidwoken, who has been impaled by a spear. A unique spear. There are 3 unique spears in Arcs. This one is the only one that you can get immediately for free with no fights. Unfortunately, it is the worst of the 3 in my opinion. Here's our unique sword. We'll just use that on Beast now. There's not much to really talk about. It's a really good sword, so we're going to use it. There is another unique one-handed weapon in Arcs later that we will grab as well. Alright, so we've just arrived at Arcs. I ran around. I haven't fought anything yet. I avoided some fights, bought some items, some of which I'm not going to use, but I wanted to show them anyways. Then we have our uniques. This is kind of a no-brainer on Sabile here. It's got Finesse, Wits, and Scoundrel. All good for Sabile. Initiative as well. I want her to go first in combat. So we'll do that. Can sell my old boots. It's already immune to knockdown, so I don't actually have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways, because why not, out of habit. We're going to put nails on the bottom of our boots, which stops us from slipping on our own ice. We also have our belt, which I can replace my old belt with. It's just another flat +1 finesse, as well as memory and skin graft for free. The question is, what do I use all this memory on? I'm not even using any points in memory. I could always get rid of mnemonic, which I suppose I could for all skilled up. I'll do that to start with. And then this dagger as well is one we'll look at. So Skin Graft is just really strong ability, completely resets all of your cooldowns at once. It's extremely good on elves in particular because you can use Flesh Sacrifice and then Adrenaline and then use Skin Graft, and you can use both of them again immediately. Just be careful when using multiple Adrenalines. They do stack on subsequent turns, which means if you use Adrenaline twice, you will have -4 AP on the following turn. So just be aware of that. As for you, we can get rid of Mnemonic, because I certainly don't need this much memory. Especially considering I have this dagger, which also has a memory slot because it's giving me the Terrifying Cruelty. I want to check real quick. It is a level 20 dagger and I'm level 19, so there's a chance I'll have lower accuracy. I'm still above 100, so we'll still use it. So I'm basically just looking for another dagger at this point. But extremely good dagger. We'll put this rune back in. And then the belt, that's the old one. There are a couple more unique finesse gears for Sabile that we'll do fights later for. Just do all skilled up, I suppose. I don't really have anything better to put it on. Sure. Literally none of this matters for her at this point. So we have our another dagger here, which you might kind of wonder why I'm not using this on Sabile. This is kind of one of those interesting cases where you kind of have to decide, is this actually better on your rogue, or is this better on somebody that wants the crit chance? It almost wears itself because it gives +3 finesse, so I only need 11 finesse to actually wear it. It also gives 3 wits, which added with the crit chance means it's giving you 28% crit chance. Now crit chance on a rogue is completely worthless because you're already going to be backstabbing anyways, so you don't need crit chance on her. And you can buy in better daggers anyways for just pure damage. So what I'm actually looking for is to put it on either Fane or Sabile, who are caster mages who aren't even using their weapons in the first place. So what I'm really looking for on them is weapons that give me stats that I want. In this case, 28% crit chance. So it's really just a matter of deciding who I want it on. Now I did take the -5 finesse boost thing, which I think was for intelligence, when I was in the academy. So we're going to give it to Sabile because I only need 1 point finesse on her. So in this case, I'm just going to get rid of one of her already existing wits. Get 11 finesse. Peace of mind myself so I can actually wear it in the first place. And suddenly I have 87% crit chance on my mage. Which one of my wands was better? Does it matter? Not really. They're both 2 intelligence, 7 crit chance. We'll still put our intelligence rune in here. Eventually we'll just sell these, we don't need them either. We also then have this wand. Excuse me. I might need to go get something to drink. which is in particular fantastic for Hydrophist mages. I think that's pretty obvious just looking at this. I'll just replace the other wand with it. I'll lose a bit of crit chance, but that's a pretty fair trade in this instance, I think. Because I'm gaining 1 more intelligence, I'm gaining 2 Hydrophist, I'm gaining 3 memory. Because same reason as the dagger on steel, it's giving me a skill that I'm already using. And then 2 more memory. And now our Los is doing quite a lot of damage with her Hydro spells. So what do I use this memory on? I suppose we can always just use Hailstorm. I don't even have points in memory, do I? I actually do have points in memory on her. So I can go get rid of memory now. So I think I'll do that instead of equipping the actual spell. And then we have our gloves here still. Intelligence and wits. I can actually use these because of Rancor. That's kind of another benefit of this, is you actually have access to these now. Because similar to Rancor, it requires 14 finesse. So this is more intelligence, more wits, so a lot of damage. How are your gloves, Fane? Do you need a replacement? Not really. This is actually technically better. There's 1 more crit. Epic. So we got some pretty nice upgrades for Subil. We have our crit chance here, we have our wand, our gloves. So with Peace of Mind on her, we're up to 78% crit chance. So we did lose a bit of crit chance because I'm not using the wands anymore, or one of the wands, but I have a lot more just raw damage, which I like. Okay, so I'm gonna mess around with this real quick as well, just because it's fun. So this is a particularly interesting weapon to use on like your classic battle mage if you're going to be using staves as your weapon. Why are you still on the boat? And so what makes this weapon in particular quite interesting is that it applies Flaming Crescendo onto enemies whenever you hit them. But what if you kill that enemy? What if you kill that person with Flaming Crescendo? What happens then? Well, let's see. Do we have a good target to just mess around with? What about you? Can I get to Fane's turn? Yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'm not gonna save this. I want the person to explode. I might not actually have enough damage to do it because he's not a pyro mage. This is just to try to mess around with it. Damn. So if you actually kill the enemy, they'll also explode. So with this weapon on a natural proper battle mage, you can kind of set up a chain reaction where you're killing people and they just keep exploding, which then applies more flaming crescendos. So imagine this on a pyro-focused battle mage using Whirlwind, where you apply Flaming Crescendo on all of your enemies, and then they all blow up at the same time, and it just creates a big, massive AoE of damage. Oh, hey, there's the massive AoE of damage that just happened because they exploded. Which is another thing you have to worry about if you're going to use it. You can kill yourself. I actually almost lost an honor run just by messing around with it because I set off a chain reaction in my own party. And almost died. But yeah, so we're not actually going to use it though. Where's your other wand? There was another pair of gloves somewhere that I... Was it gloves or was it a weapon? I think I just just glanced over it. I'm gonna go look again. Because there's a pair of gloves or a weapon or something that applies atrophy. That gives stats as well.
Pieces of our collective soul.
Oh yeah, these, the gloves. So intelligence, memory. They're pretty good gloves. They said atrophy, so you can't use your actual weapon, but for like a normal caster, that doesn't really matter. But similarly to the gloves here that are giving me defiancy, they also require finesse. So this is kind of a case where you decide, do I want these gloves, or do I want the ones that I have on the left here? I want the ones on the left, so I'm going to keep those. So yeah, ran around, gotten a few uniques. There's some more that I do want that I have to do fights for. I'll actually go grab a couple of them because they're really easy, quick fights that aren't really tied to any quests yet. They'll be for Seville. But I'll probably end the stream kind of early off of that. Now that we're in ARCs, I want to kind of save a lot of the ARCs content over the course of next weekend for those 2 days. I'm still avoiding this interaction in the middle. I don't want it to trigger. But the other unique pieces that I want for Seville are on the right hand side of ARCs in these two houses. There's a house here with an old lady in it that will give you a loan if you just randomly want a lot of money right now. You are required to repay that loan eventually or she will kill you before the end of the game. And then we have this house, which is the House of the Alchemist, which you eventually come to later for a quest. But we can come here early. Just simply picklock the door. And we're in the Alchemist's house, behind the counter and behind the chest.
What's this? I found something.
There's a hatch with a key in it for this door. You can also picklock the door. You can also just break the door. There's a switch here on the wall behind the fireplace, which lifts the bed up, which reveals the hatch. And we're down here with a bunch of oil barrels and a quote-unquote fight will trigger. There are a bunch of buttons along the wall. Only one of them is the correct button, which will immediately end the fight. Since the owner of this house happens to be a dwarf, it'll be this button because it's the one that's shorter. Because dwarves are short. Haha.
Well, that was fun.
And then there's a bunch of poison enemies here. You will eventually come down here while doing a quest from the wedding area in ARCs. I'm just coming here early to get an item that I want. I can't rest, that's fine. Shouldn't be a too difficult fight, we'll just kind of run in and kill them all. Not everybody's in combat, but that's fine. Just a bunch of poison blobs. The one thing you have to be careful of is they do explode. Thane is actually 100% safe here, by the way. These guys only do poison damage. And here I'm going to actually kind of use this to kind of show off this whole interaction. So we've already used Flesh Sacrifice, we've now used Adrenaline, and used Skin Graft. So I can use both of them again. Because elves and Skin Graft are balanced abilities. This can get even crazier later when you get the Devour armor set. Poor Seville's gonna die. That's fine. She's not important here. Are you guys immune to Earth? I know you're immune to poison. Do I have any? Yeah, I don't think I want to use that here. Can actually just use Earthquake here. It'll knock them both down since my teleport got rid of their armor. Spiel died, which made them come out of combat. It's kind of funny. As I mentioned, Fane can't die here. That's why they're not even attacking him. They're heading towards my other allies, I think. Trying to, anyways. Fine, we'll walk closer. Come on, spread faster. I'm literally just waiting for cooldowns now. Because neither of us can do anything to each other. Alright, let's see if I can clean this up. Fane, no. Fane, no. Fane, no. Fane's gonna die. He ran through the fire. I'm not very worried about my resurrection scrolls. I can always buy more. I got money. Anyways, with that in mind, since there's a bunch of poison everywhere, we're gonna let Fane go in. The reason I came down here is because in the edge, the southwest edge of the room, is a chest. This chest has a unique helmet, which is why I came here. We still have Sabile over there. I think what I can do to make this easier on myself.
Rubbish.
Let's pick up some oil barrels. This beast is strong and can carry them. Because we'll have to come back here later for a very short fight. Much later, anyways. So we have the helmet and the pyramid to go back to Losa. We can look at it. So it's just a basic good helmet, 5 finesse, 3 wits. Pretty likely to be better than what you have, unless you just have a really good roll of just perfect stats on your helmet. So we'll use that. I did lose the PowerPoint. I'll have to fix that. I'm going to pass these to Beast so he can hold on to them because they're heavy for Sabile. Or for Losa, rather. And while I'm on this side of the map, we'll go get the other unique piece that I was here for. Which is directly across this chasm. which we can reach from here quite easily. I'm going to jump over with Beast because I'll need him to lockpick right away. This is behind the building with the lady I talked about earlier. If you, for some reason, need a lot of money now, you can get a loan from her, which you are required to pay back. Because she takes like your, it's like it makes a blood pact and she can immediately kill you if you don't. But we can go down here in the back of her cellar. Have a short fight here, should be relatively easy. We're going to pre-buff with Flesh Sacrifice because they're going to start a conversation. I can sit here and wait for Flesh Sacrifice to be off cooldown. This will give me an extra AP right off the bat. And we have demons. They're all demons. And here's the lady, by the way. She's actually undead as well, by the way, so she's immune to poison. The demons are not, so they can be hit by poison. Yeah, might as well preemptively start grouping them up for other characters. I was actually expected to kill him. I will just kill you then too. That dagger upgrade I got is already putting in that much work. She does a lot of damage. What happened to your rain? Yeah, just in case it doesn't crit. No, she's just gonna buff Sabine for this instead.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Alright. Quick fight with a bunch of demons. The main reason I'm down here, similar to the fight with the blobs, is there's a chest over here, which one of the demons has the key for. There we go. And there's a unique chess piece here, which gives finesse and scoundrel. It also gives huntsman and intelligence. The intelligence isn't particularly relevant. I can't imagine any build you would actually really use this on for intelligence. There's just better chess pieces. But 5 finesse and scoundrel, and if you have an archer, huntsman. So there's our chess piece for Sabine. Oh, I don't have a rune in here. Okay, so why did my Losa lose rain here? What happened? Okay, so there's a couple of easy to get uniques that aren't really related to mini quests. As I mentioned, there will be plenty more that require you to do quests to get them, or to get to specific areas past more difficult or longer fights. I'm going to go quickly sell off my items. I like using the potion seller lizard to sell items too, since her inventory isn't filled with gear.
Very funny.
You're constant. I'll give you that.
I can put this on the boat.
Nature provides. You a hunter? I've got just the thing.
Look, by all means.
She does sell
but do
some
not
gear, but
touch
not
the
much. I'm unlikely to get much from her.
Human skin's impure oils may taint even the least delicate of my herbs and tinctures.
Hunters, I've got the wares you need.
So yeah, ran around, got a lot of uniques. A couple of the easy ones that are quick access to. As I said, there's more in the portal here that you can get, specifically a spear. There's a couple of uniques in the vault, such as the final piece of our Devourer armor set, a shield, and a chest piece. There's a sewer system underneath that will have a couple things in it. There's the barracks over here where Lord Kem is. That'll have some uniques in it. I believe there's a spear and a staff in that area. A unique gear down here by the Kraken, and amulet on the boat, and a unique wand from a fight up here. Which we will be getting all of them at some point. I'll be showing them all at some point. But I wanted to at least save more of Arcs for next weekend. I just wanted to get here and get a couple of you quick, easy ones first. Just kind of show it and getting into Arcs for the first place. So this will be a rather short stream today. I'll be ending it here and finishing up the rest of the game next week. So we'll be streaming again next Saturday, 3 PM my time, Central Standard Time. Twitch should tell you the schedule when I update it for whatever your time zone is. But thank you for watching for now.